So when I was at the dyno, if you guys watched that video, watch it. It's a pretty cool video, I think. But on diesel, it would smoke like crazy out of the exhaust every single time. And this thing, the rings are opened up pretty good, so there's a lot of crankcase pressure. So what we're thinking about is putting some more ventilation in it, because I just had the factory little bitty like 3/8 tubing or whatever it is from the valve covers, and we think with how much my rings are open and everything that it's just too much, and for those little bitty holes. So what I'm going to do is I bought 4 10AN aluminum bungs. I'm going to put 1 in each valve cover, and I'm going to put 2 in the lifter valley cover, and I'm going to plumb all that into a box I bought. I was going to build a box originally from scratch, but man, you can buy them cheaper on eBay than you can the material to make one yourself. So I just bought one. It's really nice. It has 4 10AN fittings already on it, 2 filters, and it was like 40 bucks. But I'm going to do that today. And if I feel like I have enough time, I'm going to put in my new cam. I got a new cam I really want to put in. I got from a buddy, partial trade on some labor. And this cam will be perfect for the BMW I'm doing for my wife. It's a Little John Motorsport Stage 2. So it'd be perfect for hers. It's just going to be like a 600-700 horsepower, you know, just fun street strip car. And this cam would be perfect. I mean, this cam did great in this car. And if I wouldn't have got this cam for my buddy, I probably wouldn't have changed it for a long time. But since I got it, I want to put it in there and see what it'll do. And that's the plan for today. So we'll see how much I actually get done though. Alright, so I got the intake off, lifter valley cover off, valve covers off, everything ready for that. That shouldn't really take that long. Now I'm going to tear the front of the motor apart, the water pump, radiator. I already got it all drained and everything. And I'm going to try something different too with this alternator bracket. Whoa! At the dyno, it was trying to fling off at like 7,500 or so, and we were trying to spin it to like 78, 79. And it kept trying to fling off, and they were saying that this thing would actually flex in, and this is how they show it in the pictures and everything. I don't know how I have enough clearance, but I'm going to try to flip this bracket around, because the bolts will still line up if I flip the bracket around, like the whole alternator and everything, like 180. And that's how my buddy Josh with the Trailblazer SS that we took a video of on the dyno, he has the exact same bracket, but it's flipped 180, and he never has an issue. So I'm going to see if that's even a possibility with how everything's routed. If it is, I'm going to try that. And then I'm probably going to try to put a turnbuckle from it to my frame or something to give it some more strength so it can't flex. But so that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to take the rest of this apart. I got this thing torn down as much as I need to. I tried the dowel rod trick. I've seen a bunch of people with success of these, with using these. Some people say that your lifter trays are tight enough to hold them up, but I can sit here and I can watch this one lifter here. You can turn it, and you can see it just slowly start to fall. So they're obviously not that tight on all of them. Maybe some of them are, but mine aren't. So they say to use these dowel rods. These are 5/16 diameter. I got them from Lowe's. They're 36 inches long, which is more than enough. They were way harder to put in there than all the people say. Like all the videos and stuff you see, people just slide them right in there. Mine were really hard to get in there. The driver's side one was kind of hard to put in there, but the passenger side one was way harder. All the videos that I see, people literally just like slide them in. Mine were not that way. I don't know if it's because I have different lifters or what. I have LS7 style lifters, and I don't know if it's different from the other ones, but mine, I had to really shove it in there to get it to go in. It was not going in. The passenger side one would not go in for nothing. We actually had to grind it down, keep grinding it down, and then finally it went in, but still with a lot of force. So it's really tight in there. So now I'm going to pull the old cam out and put the new cam in, and then I'll start putting everything back together. The new cam's in there, the monster cam's in there. So now hopefully the rest of the day will go okay, knock on wood. And we'll start putting everything back together as much as I can, and then I'll start putting in my bungs and everything for my crankcase ventilation system.
What's the torque specs?
26. So I'm just going to do like 15 first and then go to 26. I always like to, if they don't specify, I always like to split the torque specs in half and do it in 2 passes. Unless it's like head studs, I try to split it up into 3 passes. Alright, so earlier I told you guys that I was going to flip this 180. Well, it won't go 180. I don't know if he has a different bracket or I misunderstood him, but I flipped it upside down to where the adjustment slot is on the top instead of the bottom. And I got it full tighten right now. And the belt, I mean, it feels good. If I need to go tighter, I'll go a little bit smaller of a belt. You know, like maybe 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, maybe an inch. I don't know. I'll just have to play with it and see. But it's all cranked down. And the cool thing with now I flipped it the other way is that the slot's on the top, and I got room to put a bolt through here. And I'm going to get a turnbuckle. Hopefully I can find one small enough where I can bolt it on here and run it over my frame rail, and have it just put a little bit of tension on it so there's no way it can flex. Because that's what I was doing on the dyno. It would flex and pull in a little bit and fling the belt. So I'm going to run to the hardware store, try to find that. If I can find one, I think I'll be okay. I won't throw belts anymore.
What are you marking?
I gotta just have an idea. Stuff plumbed basically where I want it. I have the 2 10-8 lines on the lifter valley cover that go under the intake and back around, and the one hideous 45 on that valley cover, or on that
Valve cover.
And this valve cover is just some old one sitting around. I ran out of argon welding gas right before I could finish that fitting, which is so frustrating. It's Sunday, they're not open, so I gotta wait till tomorrow, whenever the heck they open, and go get gas to finish it up. Once I get that bung welded in, put that valve cover on, and then I'm going to make some mounts for this. It came with nothing to mount it other than this little plate. This is all it came with. So that's kind of annoying, but I mean, what do you expect for $40 or whatever?
It's a really nice looking box for $40.
I mean, it's still nice. It's just wish it had like mounting tabs on the bottom or something, which I can easily make. What I'm going to do is, since how this is, it's really close to the exhaust manifold, and I know that they'll melt that close. So I'm going to just make a stand off my subframe, or my frame rail, and just something that'll keep it off there, and I can have tabs come off the side and run long bolts from this down and like hold it down, kind of like a battery holder deal. Same thing, you know. So
that'll give you enough room, you think?
yeah, that'll give me plenty of room where it's not. I don't have to worry about the hoses melted or anything. But I'll mess with that tomorrow. You know, 4 10AN lines should be plenty to let this motor breathe. If it still smokes, then obviously something else is wrong, but at least I've done this part. I don't have to worry about that being an issue. We know it's a worn out motor. I mean, I've been beating the crap out of it for 2 years. I mean, it was junk when I got it. It's still junk now. So, but I mean, it's holding up and I'm having fun with it, so I'm just going to keep running it. I don't see no point in taking it apart and trying to rebuild it right now. You know, I'm so busy with everything else I'm doing on the side. I'm lucky that Crystal gave me today to work on it, because I had a lot of stuff I've been wanting to do for months. I just never had the time. So, but we'll get her put back together tomorrow and fire it up, see what the new cam sounds like. I'm excited to hear what it sounds like. But that's where we're at. So it's the next morning. Yesterday we got a decent amount done. I think I would have got it completely done if I didn't run out of gas on my welder, but I figured I'd just take the rest of the night off and try to relax a little bit. Today I'm going to make a little stand for my crankcase ventilation box or catch can or whatever. I'm just going to build it like 3 inches off my frame rail here and have something that comes off the side, make it maybe just a little bit like oversized to where this can go on top and bolt down through the stand that I'm going to make for it. Just something super simple. When it comes to my personal car, I do not try to make it pretty. I know I probably should because it'd be good advertisement. I just don't have time to mess with it. I'm just going to get it going and make it run good. I'm hoping that maybe it running good will look okay, but when people look under the hood, they'd see, oh, it's not that nice. But when it comes to my own stuff, I just put it together. I just make it work. I don't have time to try to make it look pretty. When I work on other people's stuff, I spend extra time to look pretty. But when it comes to this, I'm just going to make it work and get it out of here and start working on other people's cars. But I'm going to do that today. I'm going to go get gas and finish welding that bung on the valve cover. And then after that, it's just change the oil, get it going. I got to update, do a firmware update on my Holley ECU. I'll do that and then we'll get her going. We'll see how this sucker sounds. The track won't be open for a while, so I don't have any idea what it's going to run for a while probably. But I'll at least get it bass tuned on the street hopefully and get a good idea how it'll run. Well, I finished up my stand slash bracket, whatever you want to call it, for my oil catch can. Just the simplest thing I could think of. Just 2 pieces of tubing welded to the frame and then a piece of sheet with some holes in it. Super simple, it'll work great. I painted it black. You know, it's not the prettiest thing, but it'll hold it, and that's the whole point of it. So, alright, so the car's all back together. Got the new cam in there, the oil catch can, all that stuff. I got the turnbuckle and the alternator. Got everything I've been wanting to do